Hi everyone. I wanted to share with you some information about our water cycle. So hopefully you can see my picture here. I know there's some shine. So when we're learning about the water cycle, we know that there are three main stages. So here we see water flowing down. This is a big body of water. It could be a lake, it could be a river, or it could be an ocean, a sea. We know when the sun shines on the water, the particles that are liquid here, they get heated. And we know the rule that the particles were given in God Without Hands. When you get hot, you will get lighter and you will float up. So the particles here, when the sun shines and they start to go up, 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 we call that evaporation. Evaporation happens when the liquid particles in the water have become gas and they float and rise up into the sky. We've also learned that the higher up you go, the cooler it gets. All the particles rise up when the sun shines, and that's when we see clouds. The water vapor is formed from clouds. So we have evaporation. Here we have what we call condensation. Condensation. The water vapor has formed clouds or condensed. The wind will often blow the clouds and move them from place to place. And then when they get so full that they can't hold any more water, we have the next main stage, when the water returns back to the surface. We call this stage precipitation. And there are different forms of precipitation. In the winter, it may be in the form of snow. Sometimes during storms, and we've had a few of those recently, it could be in the form of hailstones or hail. Sometimes it's a mixture of rain and snow, a very wet snow called sleet, but most of the time it's rain. So we call that precipitation. Then the water will soak into the ground or sometimes just flow down to join rivers and streams. Puddles may form. Water loves water. So some of it will end up joining bigger bodies of water. This is done like a cycle. The water's back here, then it heats. We have evaporation, then we have the formation of the clouds. We call that condensation. And then we have precipitation. And this goes on and on and on. And things that happen over and over like that, we call it a cycle. So this is the water cycle. And you can draw your own water cycle. It does not have to look like this. I'm going to lay this one down and see if we could label it. So we talk about the water evaporating. When the sun shines, the water evaporates. And we call that evaporation. And I'm going to put that one here. Then we have condensation. So condensation occurs when the water vapor forms clouds. I'm going to put that label up here. The next main stage we have is precipitation. Precipitation, we said, can take the form of rain, sleet, hail, or snow. And that's when the water falls back down to the earth, up to the ground. And we'll put this over here. So these would be our main stages: evaporation, condensation, precipitation. So some of the older children might like to add more detail to their water cycle. Don't forget we also have transpiration, because plants will give a lot of moisture back into the air, and that also becomes part of the water cycle. I'm going to put these to the side. So I want to show you this little chart. I don't have my real ones, they're all at school, so these are some little small ones I got. So this is showing the games water plays. So for this one we have to use our imagination. Here we see lots of little guys. These are sort of representing the water. Water loves to go up and come back down. It loves to go up and slide back down. It's like games. We don't always see that happening. Sometimes that's, it's showing here inside of a rock because we don't see the water going up and down. It's almost like they're playing these kind of secret games. So here they're going in and up and coming back down. So that's a game that water likes to play. It likes to go up and down in secret. We don't always get to see it. So maybe you can find a way of making your own water cycle. That would be great. I am going to show you an experiment, and hopefully you can do this. I only have these bags, these small ones, but if you have a bigger bag, that might be better for you. And I've put it on this white background, so hopefully you can see better what is happening. You need some water. And I do not have blue food coloring at home, but if you have some, that would be ideal. You don't have to. I'm going to see if I can make my water a little blue using some blue paint. It might work a little bit. I would like you to be able to see. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just putting a lot of blue in my water. Let me move this over so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make my water a little bit blue. And it's just a bit more fun. It doesn't change the experiment really. Okay, so there we go. I've managed to make a little bit of blue water. We have to make do with what we have at our home, right? So I have a little bit of blue water, and on the outside of my bag, I am going to draw a little water cycle. I'm going to put a sunshine on mine because the sun is what causes a lot of the evaporation, right? The heat. So you can make a sun. I'm putting mine on this side, and it really doesn't matter what side you put yours on. So I have a little sunshine, and I'm just going to make some water on this side. And I'm going to put arrows showing water going up. And you can do yours whichever way you like. I'm going to write in here evaporation, and I clipped this to my clipboard because it's helping me to hold my bag steady so I can write more easily on it. And I'm going to put a few more little arrows. So I've drawn my sun. I've done some arrows to show water evaporating, and I've written the word evaporation. So do you remember the next stage? That's condensation. So I've just drawn some clouds. They can be any shape. Clouds are never alike. And I'm going to write up here condensation. So sound it out. Remember to break your words into parts. So I have evaporation, I have condensation, and now I am going to do precipitation, which is when the rain or snow falls down, or hail or sleet. Precip, and this part of my bag does not want to stay still. Oops, hang on a second. Precipitation. My bag does not want to stay still. Precipitation. And what I'm going to do is just take my bag. You can see with the words written on it there. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. And I am going to pour some water in the bottom. And I'm going to make sure that I seal it up very carefully. Make sure it's sealed, double check. So I'm going to check by seeing if it just opens easily, and it doesn't. It's sealed all the way along. So here I have my water in the bottom, do you see that? And I have evaporation with the sunshine. Let me hold it up with this behind it. There we go. Oh, I'll use my chin. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. And I'm going to hang this with tape on a sunny window, and I'm going to watch and see what happens. So I'm going to look and see if I can get it to look cloudy in there, and then I'm going to look and see if I can find any drops coming down. And that's a water cycle experiment that you can try at home. Don't forget to take pictures of all your activities. And maybe you could even look up and research if there are other ways to do water cycle. I know we can do it with a pot of boiling water and a bowl of ice cubes, but you'd have to get mom or dad to help you with that one. So if you have a pot of water on the stove, have it boiling, and ask mom or dad to help you, and use a towel or something, put a bowl of ice above it, and then when you lift it up, you should see a lot of rain on the bottom. So have fun with this, and don't forget to share your pictures on WhatsApp.